Well, I'm here with Mike Rooney, a long-time resident of Hokitika, and today I'd like to talk with you, Mike, about the Heritage Park. But you were right there at the start, Mike.
Yeah, I was. We had a member by the name of Noel Fisher. He came from Rangiora, and I think he was probably involved with a group at Fernside, and he was surprised that we never had anything operating like that in here at Hokitika. So he called a meeting. The Westland Farm and Vintage Machinery Society was formed. And we had quite a membership, really. The people like Mort Cruikshank, Jim Staten, Bruce Ross, George Marsh, Earl Cameron, Spike Jones, Len Provis, myself, Don Sherwin, Ian and Barbara Tibbles, Max Dell, Peter Reid, and there's bound to be a name or two there that I've missed. But,
yes.
But yeah, all good members.
So they all had an interest in restoring machinery or displaying their machinery that they'd already restored.
Most people sort of had something at home and just mucked around in their backyards really with them.
Sharing ideas and a way of displaying their goods.
So with the formation of this group, they attended school functions, and AMP show, and just take their gear home at night. So.
But there was some bigger donations that were coming to this group that you really couldn't accommodate, so you started thinking in a new way then, Mike.
Yes, to name one, the Ruston engine that came from Houston Timbers, and we ended up shedding it in various posies around the countryside. And until the Westland Industrial Heritage Park was formed on the present site, that was the real shedding for it, and was set up properly.
Good. So to form the Westland Industrial Heritage Park would have been a small process too, wouldn't it?
Heritage Hokitika called a meeting of interested parties, and so that there's about 5 different groups formed the so-called Westland Industrial Heritage Park, and because I was the president of the Vintage Machinery Society at the time, the job was knocked down to me to form the group. So the Heritage meeting was on the Tuesday night, and at 9:30 on the Saturday, we had a meeting on site at this present yard, and the job was knocked down to me again.
So you're the inaugural president again,
yes, that's right, yeah.
Good on you, Mike.
Yeah.
So that was a godsend really, because it had whopping big sheds to accommodate things, a workshop, a secure yard, and an amenities block as well for toilets and things like that, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right. We'd be the luckiest group in the country probably.
Yes.
And but part of the deal, of course, was that the Westland County had started collecting some of their older, gone-by machinery, and they had it housed at Canary in a shed, and that was part of the amalgamation.
Right.
So that was some of the first gear to come into this yard in town.
Yes. So I think it was about 1999 that things really cracked on there with some developments,
Yes,
Mike?
that's right. Yes. The group, and the new group was formed on the 29th of the 5th, 99. Yes.
Well, that's good memory.
And that was the day we had our good news. Oh, you're bugging me now. Okay, so that was the day that we formed the group and had our first clean up of the sheds and rooms and windows and bits and pieces,
You could see the potential of the whole show. And that would have generated some enthusiasm with the members and things, and they would have got behind everything.
Certainly did, yes. Yeah.
Good. And membership has been around the 50s, 40s, 30s, around that sort of figure?
I think we're up around the 40s at the current time.
Yes.
But going back to the original vintage machinery, we had quite a good membership, and then sometime later on the government departments started shutting down, like Forest Service and Lands and Survey and those things, and we lost some very good members.
Yes.
So we went stagnant for a long time, and we almost went into recess, but because we had been fundraising, we hung on to the money and just let it sit in the bank and chew over, and when we needed to have a meeting, we'd just ring up and have our
Good.
So
it's always been a struggle, but you hung in there, and with the facilities you've got now, it's going from strength to strength, Mike, isn't it?
oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So what's the most recent development that you've got going up there?
Well, we've got an 8-bay fire engine shed under construction.
Yes.
The park itself is doing that.
Yeah.
And then we were very successful with Lotto and the local council MDI fund.
Yes.
And we've another 5-bay shed about to be started.
Right.
In actual fact, it was just ordered yesterday. So
Is that right? So
yeah.
she's hot off the press.
So, yeah. So we'll be underway with that, and that should just about see our sheds through for quite some time, I would think.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's a lot of association with other groups within the town now. REAP, Westland High School,
Yes.
and there's some welding classes going on. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, Mort Cruikshank was a resident engineer, and he ran classes, women's classes on a Sundays, or several a year through REAP. And that was very, very successful.
Yes.
And we even had one woman that asked if she could come back and carry on welding. So that was good. But we also had some younger members, and he's taught them to weld, and they're up there doing a lot of the railway work at the moment. So, plus the schools.
Yes.
A couple of the schools, Western High and in Canary, intend to, or have been part of our planting program.
So there's no age barrier to being involved in the Westland Industrial Heritage Park at Hokitika there. It's a diverse group. Can you tell me the diversity of it all, Mike?
Yeah, well, I'm probably the youngest person that operates there at the moment is a homeschooled boy, and I think he's probably about 14 or 15, and he wants to be into the engineering trade.
Yes.
And I see him building things there to suit himself lately, and he's going real good. Yeah,
Lovely.
Yeah.
And he can reach across to the people with the knowledge
That's
to
right.
get there. That's
Definitely. Yeah.
And you've got a group of females working there as well, office workers, and they've all come up and helped with their expertise.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Beryl Agnew has come on board, and she's into the secretarial side of it, I suppose you'd say, and she's up with the modern office setup and layout, and knows the stuff on the computers, and she'd been a great draw card for us, really. Yeah. But there are women involved with the gardening part of it, the planting, and they enjoy it. They just come and go to suit themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that becomes another feature of the park and the wetlands and the beautification area.
Yeah, well, this biodiversity, you see, is to enhance the wetland, and that's going good. Yeah.
Another special thing that's going is the mini railway.
Yes.
Can you give us an update on that one?
Well, we've just completed the circuit with the rails. There's not a hell of a lot of work left to do there before it'll be running, really, and bridges are up. Side rails yet to go on them, but other than that, I'm hoping later this year, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. So there's a lot of new things happening there, but it's not only for old retired men, is it? You've got a diverse membership now.
That's right. Yes, we have, and well, there's one or two oldies there, and there's a couple there that come up on sticks, but but they've got good knowledge and very capable operators. So mainly in the mechanical and welding line, engineering feats, and so you don't have to be an old fella to come up there, but you can come up and just have a yarn. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be any specialised person. Yeah.
So opening days are sometimes a Saturday, and Wednesday there's a working bee there.
Yeah.
And there's often people there to show people around.
That's right. Yeah. Well, over the sort of the height of the holiday season, we work a roster system, so it's open daily.
Yes.
Otherwise, Wednesday you can guarantee that there'll be people there as a work day, and Saturday is probably our biggest day with the membership there doing all sorts of jobs.
Yeah, machinery getting ticked over in their roster.
Yes.
Now there's groups come from away as well, isn't there? The other groups from other way come and have an association with the group.
Yeah, well, we're on Facebook and that now, and a lot of these car clubs and truck outfits, they come and they book in, Sometimes have smoko with us and spend hours there. And a lot of them will say it's the highlight of their trip, you know. So
beautiful.
yeah. So and a lot of them are the same ones coming back.
Yes.
Yeah. But they're bringing their mates as well. So that's good. Yeah.
That's marvellous. So you can see that for the rest of 2019, there's the new sheds being built.
Yes.
The fire brigade sheds, the big shed is for the fire brigade, and the display moving across to there.
Yeah.
And because of the weather on the coast here, everything's under shelter as opposed to sitting out rusting away.
It must be. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just deterioration. We're very, very close to the cells here and there. Yeah. Knocks us around.
Well, thanks for going over that, Mike. It's good of you just to reminisce about the old stuff and bring us up to date with what's happening up there. Thanks for that, Mike.
Oh, you're welcome.
Good idea.